Hi, I'm Saba Hocek, Director of Self-Empowered Minds. We're going to take a look at some exercises to build confidence. So, exercise number 1. The posture is really important. So I want you to just first of all experience this. Look what happens if I slouch and I'm looking down, allowing my shoulders to drop, and feel your inner energy. It's just dropping down. Why? Because automatically the way our brains work is that when we're sad, we tend to slouch. The body reacts to the way we're feeling. And when we feel confident and good inside, we have a much more erect posture. So what happens then is that if your posture changes, the brain is going to say, oh, you must feel confident. And it's going to bring up that confidence. It's going to react to the way that our bodies are. So exercise number 1 for confidence, make sure that your posture is really good. Always double check yourself. Am I sitting up straight? You're on a date, you're at an interview, make sure that your posture is good. Whether the person is really looking for that or not, we will pick that up. Our subconscious mind picks up all this information. So the person sitting across from you is going to be seeing whether you are feeling confident or not. So keep your mind on your posture. Exercise number 2 for confidence. So what you want to do is list all your achievements. We tend to forget these. We tend to ignore them. That achievement as a little girl who was afraid to get on stage and then actually got on stage. And today we, as adults, we might forget that. But at the time, that was a big achievement. So you want to think about, just literally list down all your achievements, not just the achievements that you had over the past year or 2 years, but even achievements as a little kid. All those things that made you who you are today. That gives you a feeling of being proud of yourself. So list all the achievements and review those. Look back at them. Wow, I made it through this extreme financial difficulty and I was able to pay back my debts. Or, college wasn't easy, but I did it. For some people, it's, I managed to leave a bad relationship. All these achievements, go through them, list them, really think about them. They are who you are today. Celebrate them. Appreciate them. And remind yourself. Because the more that you remind yourself, what happens is that your subconscious mind tends to go to the negative because that's where it finds itself being safe in the negative. So we need to remind the subconscious mind of all the positive achievements. So that's your exercise. List all your achievements, embrace them, be proud of yourself for them. This exercise is great for getting out of your head. And what I mean by that is that when you allow the negative thoughts to be spinning around and we become more and more closed, and the next thing you know, you've lost sight of that around you. Negative thoughts generally come when you're not seeing other options. So the way this works is that you're going to focus first, very narrow. You think about just the distance between your ears, the distance between your shoulders. Really feel just the space that your body is taking up. Then you want to expand that a little bit. Now I'm going to see a little bit of what's around me. I see the flowers. I see the wall to my right. And keep on expanding that view. It really is helpful also when you're outside doing this. So see all around. Expand your view so that you're now seeing straight across the street, and start expanding upward to the buildings, to the sky. And what you're going to find is that it's really like this lightening feeling going through the body, that you just feel lighter, happier. And what you're really doing to your mind is you're saying, look at all these options. It's not just me in this little bubble of my mind, but there's a whole world out there. And there's all these options. So keep on expanding. Do that multiple times throughout the day. And you're going to find this much lighter, happier feeling. And getting away from those negative thoughts and starting to think more positively. This one's rather simple. Celebrate your wins. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what have I achieved? Is there anything in particular? Oh, that's great. I've been waiting to get that sale, let's just say. Or I was really hoping he would call me back for another date. Whatever it is, don't just say, oh, good, that happened. But what you want to do is celebrate it. And when I say celebrate, it doesn't mean necessarily that it has to be in this big way, or even for that matter, let's say, if you're working on losing weight. Well, you don't want to go and celebrate that you had a good day by going and having an ice cream. But maybe you're going to take an hour and take a nice long bath, or watch your favorite movie, or even just taking 10 minutes to maybe meditate, maybe just light a candle, and allow yourself to be in the moment, to celebrate that win, to really give yourself credit for whatever that win is. What you're doing then is that you are attracting, welcoming in that energy of the win. And the more you do that, the more wins you'll have. One way to gain that confidence is to really visualize. Visualize the way that you want to be. So let's say, for example, you're going out on a date. You just want to be confident. You want to look good, feel good. So you want to then really visualize yourself in that form that you want to see yourself. And then ask yourself the question, how is it that I look so great? How is it that I'm so confident? How is it that I find topics to speak about so easily and effortlessly? Why you're asking the questions? Because when we ask a question, the subconscious mind believes, first of all, that whatever you say is true. So it immediately assumes that the statement that you're making is true. So when I say, how is it that I am confident? It assumes I'm confident. And it's going to look in your huge data bank of information. And I guarantee you, somewhere in your lifetime, you were confident. So it's going to recall that moment, and it's going to utilize whatever tools you used that time to be confident. And secondly, you're stating it as a question. When we state something as a question, our mind has to answer it. Think about it. The times when, let's say, you couldn't remember somebody's name, and then maybe 3 days later, in the middle of your sleep, you wake up and say, oh, that's right, his name was Joseph. Why? Because the subconscious mind continuously was asking that question, sitting there flipping through its data bank of information, looking for that answer. So when we ask, how is it that I am so confident? How is it that I speak so easily and effortlessly? It is going to be looking for that answer, because since you said it, it assumes that, yes, there has to be a time when I was confident and I spoke effortlessly. So it will find that answer. And that's going to help you to feel more confident. Do that multiple times a day, especially before you go to sleep. Because when you sleep, your conscious mind is asleep, but your subconscious mind never sleeps. So it will work on that problem, seeking the answer while you're sleeping. Sweet dreams. Another way to have your confidence strengthened is through language. The way we speak is extremely important. Doing manifestations is very good. Manifestations are like when we have mantras, when we're going to make a statement of something that we want to happen. Very often a person will say, I will be wealthy, let's just say. I will be confident. I will be able to speak easily. Now, first of all, that's in the future. So generally, when you look up at how to manifest things, they'll say, no, speak as though it were happening right now. So you could say yes, you could say, I am confident, I speak easily and effortlessly. But another way to do it is by using the word when. When you use the word when, it automatically assumes that that has happened. So you can say, when I am confident, I speak with ease. Whenever I go on an interview, I am confident. Whenever I go on a date, I feel confident. I am myself. So use it either as in the form of when, or as I mentioned earlier, in a question form. How is it that I am so confident when I go on a date? How is it that I'm so confident when I go on an interview? So when I see you next time, we'll find some more exercises. The next one I'm going to do is the power stance. And you can also look this up on TED Talk. Look up Amy Cuddy. So I'm going to use hers. The idea is that, and I had mentioned this earlier about posture. Having a good posture gives confidence because the body is reacting to the way the mind is feeling. When we're down, we tend to slouch. When we're feeling confident, we got our shoulders back, we tend to stand up straight. So if we are standing up straight, then the brain automatically says, oh, you must be confident. And so it's sending out those signals. This particular exercise is to really pump up that feeling of confidence, especially right before you're going to give a talk, you're going on an interview, you're going on stage, you're going on a date, whatever it may be, where you need that extra burst of confidence. And I always tell my clients, just, if you're in a situation such as an interview or going into a very important meeting, just go to the restroom just before. No one's going to know. Just do this exercise in a stroll. So the way it works is you're going to place your hands on your waist. Elbows are back, because if it's forward, you're in a fighting pose. We're not fighting, we're looking for confidence. You're standing up straight. Your feet are several inches apart so that it's sort of in this V shape. And you're going to smile. And you're going to stand like this for, all you need is really about 30 seconds. So what's happening? The body is telling the mind, I am confident. And by smiling, you're sending the message to the brain that you're happy, that you're feeling good. And this really makes a big difference. And you can go ahead and try that, doing the opposite, frown, slouch, and you can feel, it's like there's a sinking that goes on inside. And then as soon as you're standing up tall with a smile on your face, immediately, it's like you just feel good. This one's the power circle. Now what I want you to do is visualize right in this imaginary circle right there on the floor. That's where everything that you want is happening. I see myself there. I'm confident. I'm speaking easily. I'm looking good. Everything that I want is all in that circle. Feel it, see it, really be it right there. And then step into your circle. And just feel that energy of everything that you put into that circle. You are completely just absorbed in it. And then feel it spinning around you. There's an energy to it. Now what's interesting is you want to have that spin in a counterclockwise direction, spinning around. I'm not exactly sure why. I believe that it's because it is against the natural flow of energy. So by spinning it counterclockwise, I find that the feeling is much stronger. And just imagine all of that energy now coming up. That feeling of confidence, of looking good, feeling good, being good, spinning around faster and faster in a counterclockwise direction. Then step out, take a deep breath in, just exhale, see how you're feeling. If you're not feeling the way you really want to yet, once again, look at your power circle. See all those things in the power circle, step into it, feel it coming up, feel it completely surrounding your body, going into every muscle, every tissue, every organ of your body. Feel it spinning around in a counterclockwise direction, and just be that circle.